Hi, my name is Adam Fedosoff. I'm here at Tour for Kids with the Coast to Coast Against Cancer Foundation, raising money for kids to go to camp with cancer. I was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia on May 7th of 2009. Went through heavy treatment until December, and the treatment had lightened into a 2-year protocol that included pills and other chemotherapy procedures. After about a year through that treatment, I went to the hospital and had a lumbar puncture, and that had noticed that I had relapsed. So again, had heavy chemo until about October. They said I needed a bone marrow transplant. We went through my family. There were no matches, and so eventually we had to go to the bone marrow registry, which found a 10 out of 10 match for an unrelated donor, which is about a 1 in a million chance. So with that, I had a bone marrow transplant on December 4th of 2009. I had graft, which is getting your white blood cells back, on December 23rd. In between December 23rd and December 24th, 2009, and was on the road to recovery throughout that, and went home on February the 23rd. How I met Jeff. I met Jeff at a Barrie rest stop in the middle of Tour for Kids, the same event, and he was riding in honor of many other children, like all the kids at Sick Kids and all over Canada. And he was riding, and I had a couple friends that had introduced him to me, and I just, off the bat, he was just an amazing person that I had never met anybody like him. So somebody that's so unselfish and cares so much about other people that it's impossible to fathom how much he does.
So tell me about the story about the bike, your bike.
Me and Jeff Rushton had been talking about getting a bike because my first road bike was getting small, and we had talked about trying to look for a bike that we could get a decent price on. And so we had talked about it over and over again, going through different brands and different bikes. And I was in the middle of a bone marrow transplant, not really worrying about the bike so much as more of my health. And on December 23rd, I had next to 0 white blood cells, and I had no grafting, which would mean getting your white blood cells back. And that day, Tom Fowler and Jeff Rushton, Tom Fowler from Cervelo and Jeff Rushton from Coast to Coast, had come in with a brand new Cervelo R3 and had donated it to me to ride with and to get healthy on. And that night, I had grafted fully and was sent into a full state of recovery. So I had grafted white blood cells, and neutrophils had returned. So that was the complete process of the bone marrow transplant. So that one moment had brought back my bone marrow. What Coast to Coast means to me, well, they've been there through everything that I've been through the hospital, through recovery, through everything. They're not there when you're just in the hospital. They're there to help you through everything, through recovery and through going back to anything that you'd want to do. They make such a difference in research with camp. When sending kids to camp, people don't realize how much fun kids have when they go to camp. Through research and supporting all the doctors, and through C17, our research through all the hospitals across Canada, they make a massive difference. And just knowing that they do that means that there's people that care out there, and it makes a world of a difference to a child that has cancer, and knows that people are fighting for them. Yes, I'm still in my cycling gear, I understand.
This is the first year in 7 years I'm not in mine.
But I don't think a lot of you actually understand how much a difference that Camp Mooch makes to all the kids, whether they're up north or in the city or at the kids. They don't get a chance to free themselves from being linked to an IV pole or being talked to by doctors or nurses. Home is not an escape. When they go home, they're still being treated and still being asked how they're doing, how are you feeling. But their parents are their nurses when they're not at the hospital. But when they go to OOCH, they're not being asked that kind of thing. They get to tell them when they're not feeling well. They get to tell them when they need to take a break. If they need to, they can. But when they get that opportunity, if they get part of their childhood back that nobody here can understand unless you've been in that position. And I hope all of you know that when you make that kind of a difference to a child, they understand. And they know that people are out there that want them, that know that they want them to fight. And when kids know that, I know that when somebody has an uplifting experience and wants them to be happy, to be understood, that they're not just a kid anymore, they've grown like 80 years in like a month. So when you make that difference and fundraise and ask that person, send that email, send that uncomfortable email to your friend when you say, can you donate to me please? They haven't talked to you in like 10 years. It makes a massive difference to what Nora and Michelle are doing, because when they do those things, kids feel like they are kids again. And in a hospital, with them talking to nurses and doctors, knowing words that they don't understand or what they mean, or really long words that they can't even say because they're 4 years old and they should be in kindergarten and not in a hospital. So when you make that difference, you should know that being here isn't about the bike, it's not racing to the finish line, it's about what you made a difference to the kids that go to OOCH, Camp Quality, and Camp Trillium. So thank you guys for all making that difference, and thank you Nora and Michelle and everybody else from Camp Quality and Camp Trillium for helping those kids get their life back for that moment or week or 2 weeks, for sending them back home to a life. Thanks guys.